Autumn can be a wonderful time of the year. The heat and vacations are over, school and football have started, and the holidays are on the horizon, with their good times and the potential to create more pleasant memories to warm the hearts for the winter months ahead. Wouldn't you know, politics has to arrive in the middle of it all with its capacities for chaos and confusion, replete with varying amounts of assorted attitudes from apathy to apprehension, up to angst, all the way to anger and aggression, a potential Category 5A calamity. As a practicing Christian over 5 decades and a political observer over about 6 decades, perhaps I could at the very least share some spiritual insights or observations or otherwise calm the wayward web of the World Wide Web regarding that subject. First and foremost, democracy is never at risk during an election, and our nation is not a democracy. It is most accurately described as a Judeo-Christian based constitutional federated republic, employing the principles of democracy through all of government. Democracy is a process employed through government bodies and agencies during their operations. It is a process used to create a product, just as breathing is a process to create life. Research and debate are some of the ingredients used to create both policies and legislation. The smoke and mirrors of political philosophies can impact both the quality of life and government. The second and more common error in politics today is the apathy of Christians based on incomplete perspective around Scripture. Rendering to Caesar's what is Caesar's is, while we are still in the world but not of the world, should admonish all believers to participate in government at every level, from personal voting to private discourse and debate over political issues to public service, in order to apply our spiritual wisdom in world affairs. The prophets admonished the Jews while they were in Babylon to prosper while remembering their customs and covenants. Paul reminded Christians in Rome to work alongside government leaders who were serving for an appointed time and purpose under God's watchful eye. Paul, of course, had no idea of or knowledge of constitutional republican democracy in his day and age, but most likely he would have admired the intentions behind the concept. The purest ingredients in the cleanest environment would produce the best possible product, and Paul would see the potential in such a government system. He also most likely would lament the current state of affairs over the last 60 years, where history recorded a political process where people with visions, concepts, and principles discussed how to convert competing philosophies into policies to address political issues. Candidates for public office in 1964 would campaign for policies with character and conviction. In 2024, they are replaced by stalwarts or puppets espousing and promoting trite political philosophies. Intelligentsia in 1964 would discuss serious world issues. 60 years later, the internet and social media websites have produced a chattering class, promoting philosophy and demonizing political opponents at the expense of serious discussions to address more important issues. 3/4 of the population today say that we are heading in the wrong direction. A quiet look at our history and meditation over the lack of spiritual wisdom during the rapidly advancing technologies employed over the last 60 years could explain the misdirection that occurred. Prayer, seeking spiritual wisdom, and efforts to participate in the remaining political process, whether public or private discourse or debate, as well as voting in local, state, or federal elections, can still be exercised to right the ship of state we know as the American experiment.